What's up everyone, my name is Fred Tim and welcome back to another episode in my series for pre-construction condos where we cover off every single aspect of the process. Welcome back. So if we're just meeting for the first time, once again, my name is Fred. I'm a realtor in the city of Toronto. A large focus in my business involves working with people like yourself who are interested in pre-construction condos. And one of the things I love most about what I do is helping people reach their goals and dreams of homeownership and to help them reach financial success through real estate. So I'm putting together this series to bring you all the tips and all the knowledge into one central resource so that way you'll be ready one day when you decide to make the jump into buying a pre-construction condo. In this episode, we'll be talking about the 4 stages of the pre-construction condo process. The process might start off with you walking into a sales office looking at things like floor plans, model suites, and go all the way to the very end to the point where you take possession of your property. And before we go any further, click on that subscribe button and also hit that little notification bell because it'll let you know when our new videos are out. So there are several moving parts in each stage of the process, and it starts with the first stage, which is sales. During the sales stage, this is when you hear about a pre-construction condo project launching and you'll have various opportunities to make a purchase. Most people will wait until they can walk into a developer's sales presentation center and look at things like floor plans and model suites. The second stage is construction. This is when they break ground, start building the structure, and also gets to a point where you can also choose your upgrades and finishes for your suite. The third stage is occupancy. During the occupancy stage, you finally get to move into your new home. However, even though you've moved in, you don't legally own the title to the unit yet. This might sound confusing at first, but stick around and watch the video and we'll clarify what all of this means. The fourth and final stage is registration. Now at this point, this is where you get your mortgage and have other closing costs to account for. So these are the 4 stages of the process. Let's break them down even further, starting with sales. When it comes to making a purchase of a pre-construction condo unit, you're given the opportunity through various sales events. Each sales event will have their own unique boundaries on who can access the project, which also limits on who can make a purchase first. The first sales event is reserved for friends and family. If you're connected to the developer, then you're likely going to get dibs and first choice on a unit. This is the absolute lowest price you can get on a unit, but most people won't have access during this exclusive sales event. It becomes a little more accessible during the next sales event, which is the platinum launch. The developer will seek the help of the preferred real estate agents who are known as platinum agents. A platinum agent is one that has a relationship with the developer and has worked on previous projects with them and has shown some impressive sales numbers with them as well. Knowing a platinum agent will be to your advantage one day when you're ready to make a purchase. So next to the friends and family event, this is the absolute lowest price you're going to get on a unit. The platinum sales event usually won't last very long because the units typically sell out very quickly. Here's an example of how quickly the sales event moves. The developer launches a new pre-construction condo project. They ask the platinum agents to reach out to their clients. They're given some details on the project, like floor plans, pricing, and how the deposits will work. That's pretty much all the information that they'll have to make a decision with. With that information, the client will submit their top 3 to 5 choices to their platinum agent, with no guarantee of getting any of the choices that they wish for. In this example, we'll say that everyone wants floor plans 1, 2, and 3 in that specific order of choice. The developer then allocates various units and floor plans to the platinum agents, and often they won't match what their client's choices are. So they go back and forth until the buyers get what they're happy with, and it all goes fairly quickly. If that person can get the unit that they want, then they go in to sign the purchase agreement, drop off their checks, and then the unit becomes theirs. That's literally how quickly this moves, and the sales have not even gotten to the general public yet. Now you might be wondering, how can people make such a quick decision when it comes to possibly one of the largest financial decisions they ever made? Well, the purchase is broken down with a deposit structure. Deposits are normally broken down in 5% increments that are normally paid throughout the 4 stages of the project, and you can learn more about that up here. And also, hit that like button if you're finding value in this video. Now what comes after the platinum launch is the VIP sales event. Whatever wasn't sold during the platinum launch event to the limited pool of buyers gets launched in the VIP sales event. Now this is open to all real estate agents who can push out the information to their clients. So it's similar to the platinum sales event, but now we've just got a larger pool of people who can now access the project. And because there are more people expected to buy during this time, the developer releases a second allocation of units so that way there's more to choose from. So during the VIP sales event, more people can access the project and more units are available. So this sounds great, right? Not necessarily, because the units will have gone up in price now, but they'll have a lower price tag than the public sales event, which is the fourth and final event. This is pretty much when anyone off the street can walk into the developer's sales office and make a purchase. But at this point, the prices have gone up once again. The developer usually aims to sell the project by more than 70% before they can obtain financing from a lender. And very often in cities like Toronto, the project is going to sell completely before it even gets to the public sales event. So if you've ever seen a pre-construction condo project and it's already sold out by 100% and you're only seeing it for the first time, then that's why. Once a developer reaches their sales targets so that way they can obtain financing from a lender, they can move on to the second stage of the process, which is construction. Digging up a site will take about a year in most cases. Once the site is fully excavated, they can begin framing and building each floor one at a time. On average, it would take about a year to build a condo with 40 to 50 floors. As each floor gets built and the next one is worked on, things like electrical, plumbing, drywalling, and interior and exterior finishes are completed starting with the lowest floor. With each floor that is completed, the buyers are contacted to find out what kind of upgrades and finishes they want in their unit. Things like wall colors, lighting upgrades, appliance upgrades, or even discussions about adding bathrooms or breaking down walls to create a larger space can be negotiated during this time. And as soon as your options are finalized and your unit is built, you're that much closer to finally moving in. So now this brings us to the third stage of the pre-construction condo process, which is the occupancy period. The interim occupancy period begins as soon as you're handed the keys and you move into your unit. This begins with the owners on the lower levels and goes up as each floor is completed. Keep in mind that the building is still going through construction. This means that common areas like the hallways or the lobby, or even outside like the exterior landscaping might not be completed yet. Even your own suite might not be fully completed. Things like light fixtures might be missing, or a door might be missing, or even like a countertop for your kitchen might be missing. Can you imagine moving into a brand new home that you've waited 2 to 3 years for and then seeing that the countertop is not even there? If you've ever gone through the process of buying a pre-construction condo unit, let me know in the comments below what your experience was like, and also I'm curious to know which builder it was with too. But these sort of deficiencies and things missing are usually not enough to say that you can't move in right away, which is why the developer will encourage you to move in. However, I would still encourage you to make sure that your unit is to the specifications of your agreement before you do take possession. This is because during this time when you move in, you also pay an occupancy fee. This fee will go directly to the developer and it pays for things like property taxes, condo fees, and even the interest on their loan. So keep in mind that the lower the unit is, the more occupancies those people will pay before the building is registered. This brings us to the fourth and final stage of the pre-construction condo process, which is registration. Once the final owner moves into the building, the developer can register the building with the city. This part of the process includes ownership transfer from the developer to each individual unit owner. So at this time, you would no longer be paying an occupancy fee. Instead, you'll have your mortgage start and you'll start making your mortgage payments. But if you don't have a mortgage, then that's pretty awesome. So now you've seen the 4 stages that a pre-construction condo goes through. It can be a long process, sometimes lasting 2 to 3 years or even more than that, but hopefully this video helps explain why it takes the time that it does. Also, if you're curious to know about the benefits of buying a pre-construction condo unit, then be sure to check out the video in the link up top where I talk about the financial benefits as an investment. So that's it for this episode. If you like watching this video, then be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit that notification bell, because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't let you know when our new videos are out and you could really miss out on some cool real estate educational content. And if you're curious to learn more about pre-construction condos and some tips on the process, then be sure to check out the entire playlist in the link up top. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and I really appreciate you watching to the very end. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. So keep in mind that the lower the unit is in the building, the more occupancy fees,